Next on the Broadway Show, we're talking Tonys with Broadway's biggest stars ahead of Broadway's biggest night. Plus, we're staying gold with the author of The Outsiders, the legendary S.E. Hinton. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway Show. The nominees are in. Broadway's biggest night just a few weeks away. And now we're getting to know this year's Tony nominees. I'm Tamsen Fadal, so let's get going. Let's send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Thanks, Tamsen. The 2024 Tony season has officially started. I'm here at Sofitel, New York to speak to all the nominees. Hey!
Hey!
I've been waiting to see you at this thing. You're at the Tony thing.
I've been crying all morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to be too sappy about it, but it's the most extraordinary thing that's ever happened to me in my professional life, and I've had I've been very lucky, but this somehow just it's like a puncture to my little 7-year-old heart.
What's been the biggest surprise of actually being in a Broadway hit and experiencing it, and you're like living the life?
The feeling, the immediate, the sort of instantaneous gratification of an audience in a room full of people all together in one night on one random Wednesday, everyone bringing their full days in there, the company is bringing their full day in, and everyone sort of asks you to pause and just be there in that moment. And you get to lock eyes with a person who's crying or who is smiling ear to ear or is unable to kind of move, and you think this is a quantifiable experience that I'm having, and to see it and to feel it is, you can only have that happen in the theater.
Hey, welcome to the Tony party.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
We're waiting for you to be here.
Yeah, I love it.
You've done some great work on
Thank
stage,
you.
and it's nice to see you nominated.
I appreciate that. Theater's always been a huge part of my life and a huge part of my acting, and I love doing it with or without awards recognition, but this is very special, you know.
You are surrounded by an incredible group of women on this show.
Yes.
And it's so fun to see a new play birthed on Broadway like this.
And so fun to be a part of it, you know.
Well, first of all, Jessica Lange knows you now.
I know.
I can't even process what that would be like.
Sometimes I can't either. I mean, she's a completely unique and brilliant actor. She's not like anybody else you're going to work with.
Right.
And so to get to do so in such a continuous and intimate way, I couldn't even tell you exactly what I'm learning, but I feel affected by it. I'm like, I will not be the same actor after this.
It is such a beautiful performance, and it's an original play, and I know you really wanted to do something original.
Yes.
We've seen you do classics
Yes.
beautifully.
Yeah.
What has this experience been like for you at this point in your career to get to dig into something like this?
You know, with Streetcar Named Desire or Glass Menagerie, and certainly with Long Day's Journey, you know the play is brilliant.
Yeah.
You know it works. But with this, it was like the great unknown, and that's a huge leap off the cliff. It was exciting, and then when we started playing it in front of the audience and getting like feedback from the audience in the moment, you thought, okay, we're on the right track. We'll just keep going, keep going, keep going.
I love looking at your career. I mean, look at the things you've been able to do in Hollywood, on Broadway. You excited to keep sort of challenging Broadway audiences and bringing more things and really opening up people's eyes? Because this was not on the list of like easy things to bring back to Broadway.
Oh, I'm so glad you say that. Yes. I mean, you know, the reason why it came to mind is because I was, after Hamilton, somebody smart like you asked me the day after the Tony Awards in 2016, so what are you gonna do next? And I don't know where it came from. I've learned not to question those things. When inspiration comes, it's a divine thing, and so you just trust it. But I wanted to do something harder than what I'd just done. And this certainly was that. You know, the original production was only nominated for 1 Tony. And so to have Mr. Davis's work, to have it spin the block and to have everybody take a look at it again and go, oh, there's something here, is just deeply meaningful to me.
Because you did it in London first a few years ago, it's almost become like in my eyes, like almost like a passion project to bring this to Broadway. Is that how it felt for you?
Yeah, it absolutely has. So this is something that I've been working on for 7-8 years.
Wow.
And I'm a huge lover of cabaret, and I've seen some extraordinary productions, and for us, we felt the only reason to tell it again, this story, is if you can bring something new. For me, the MC starts as a kid, like almost like a puppeteer and shapeshifts his way through the evening, that just when you, hopefully, just when you feel like you've got a handle on him, it's gone again. And then he becomes, rather than being the victim, he sort of is, in some ways, the perpetrator of the thing. And playing all those, playing the different incarnations of him is really joyful.
Audiences are really going crazy for this show. It's like turned into the show of the season, the most nominated show. I mean, there's a lot to take in.
It is a lot
how you
to
doing?
take in. I'm doing good. We're taking everything one breath and one step at a time. Absolutely.
And you know, it's inspired by the life of Alicia Keys, or
Yes.
by her story, and you've gotten to sort of like collaborate with her. First of all, let's just talk about the fact that she knows who you are. And you're
I
probably
know.
like in her phone. How's that?
She's just awesome. She's got this grounded spirit, and she's such a superstar at the same time. So she knows the ropes, and she knows what she wants, and she's so heavily involved in this project. I mean, it's fabulous. And getting to know her past the music has been, I'm honored to be here with her.
Pony Boy. There's like such a legacy to being Pony Boy and being in The Outsiders. How exciting what's happening with the Tony Awards.
Amazing, man. I mean, we're just like, it's always been a team effort. As you know, I play Pony Boy and I get to be on stage for like the whole time. So it's just been a beautiful thing to get to witness them day in, day out. I watch what they're doing. I get to do my thing and share it with them. And I am in awe of them every day. And every day I keep seeing new things and beautiful moments being born, and it really, it makes me want to be better. It makes me hungry to be even better and better and better and keep up. And the minute that I got this nomination, I said, cool, I'm gonna crack open the book again, because I gotta find more. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. Because this character's alive. Since 1967, people have been reading this book and investing their time, their souls into it. It's written in first person. Everyone has played Pony Boy, whether they realize it or not. So I'm not gonna let them down.
You have done so much great theater, and it's been so exciting just watching you dedicate so much of your life to doing great theater. What do these times and these runs on Broadway mean to you?
Doing theater, I think, has made me a better actor. It's also, I feel like there's something about theater and something about Broadway specifically as well that has been really important for me in my journey and like my career after Potter. And yeah, I think I've learned so much about comedy, like doing How to Succeed. We did that for 11 months, and getting to do a comedy every night in front of a live audience, I feel like taught me so much about how all that works. Yeah, I'm very lucky that this show has brought so many wonderful people into my life. Some of the best friends I have in my life are people that I got to know through Equus and How to Succeed, and the show is definitely, no exception. I'm very lucky to have met everyone from it.
It's our time, breathe it in. Worlds to change and worlds to win.
Mr. Jonathan Groff, esteemed leading man of the Broadway stage. I know in your career when you have great moments happen, I'm sure like after Spring Awakening you were like, will anything else ever happen? And then where's your head at now? I could talk forever about what you're thinking, but what are you thinking?
I'm trying a lot not to cry. I moved to New York 20 years ago, and the show is about friends over the course of 20 years, and there's like such a personal thing, and then we're all actually friends, and then we're bringing Merrily We Roll Along after 40 plus years. It's due as like a classic Sondheim show. It's like too much to even take in, but every night still, it's like such a gift to get to the theater and perform this show.
So walking into the Tony Awards, how is this Jonathan Groff different than the kid that walked in for Spring Awakening?
I don't know what to say. I can't say it without crying. Okay. I have to say it because it's important. I remember being 22 at the Tonys and feeling like, oh my God, like the dream that I had as a kid is coming true. And feeling like, why is everybody so serious at the Tonys? Like feeling like, isn't this like a celebration of theater? Like watching it in high school and being like, isn't this supposed to be fun?
And I remember telling myself then when I was 22, like, if I'm ever back here again, or if I'm ever an adult working in this industry, I'm gonna try and not lose the joy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And that's been the, like, joy of this experience, is to feel so connected to that primal inspiration, that, like, when you first move here, that purity that you lose, that is impossible to sustain that level of purity, but to tap back into the piece of it is emotionally very overwhelming, as you can see.
Want a hug?
The Tony Awards are Sunday, June 16th, with returning host Ariana DeBose. For a complete list of nominees, head over to Broadway.com. We're taking a look at another one of the amazing shows soon to be headed to Broadway. It's a revival of the 1979 play Home, directed by Kenny Leon. We got to know the stars ahead of next month's opening night.
Our director Kenny calls it a big, joyous, life-affirming theatrical poem, and I think that's a beautiful description of it. I mean, it's full of just vivid poetry, but also storytelling and many, many, many characters. It's, I would say, something that Broadway needs, the kind of storytelling that is just almost bare bones, you know, just authentic, getting to the root of, like, what are we here to do? What are we here to say? No smoke and mirrors, like, let's just tell the stories and connect as people, you know, as humans.
Great writing is always timeless. It always speaks to generations. We're doing Shakespeare over and over again, not because we can't do other things, it's because it's so great. So to put Sam Mark Williams now in that space of reviving this beautiful piece of art that he made over 40 years ago, and to bring it back to the people, I think it's a beautiful thing, you know? Yeah, great art. Great art is timeless.
It's always a great time to bring a story that leans into love and joy. With all of my work lately, I'm interested in cultural diversity, and I'm interested in racial diversity and reaching all of that, but I'm also interested in generational diversity. So I'm always watching 20-year-olds sit next to 80-year-olds. And I think this play affords a great opportunity for all of us to gather as a family and a community to lean into love.
This is really the acknowledgement, and I'm particularly happy that this show and this role has garnered this acknowledgement. I am so proud of the work that I did in this show and of the show itself, and of course it's an honor.
Even though this was a hard piece to play, it was so fulfilling artistically and creatively that I'd never gotten asked to do before, or I'd never asked myself to do before. And so I'm looking back and saying, my goodness, we got this here. I'm just so grateful that it happened at all.
Get ready to rumble. It's unlike anything you've seen before. The Outsiders, now on Broadway. Of course, it's based on the iconic novel we all know and love by S.E. Hinton. Let's send it back out to Paul Wontorek.
This has been 40 years in the making for me, a dream meeting. There's a lot of weight that comes with your name. You've sort of impacted a lot of people's lives.
I have, but I don't think about that. I don't wake up every morning and think, oh man, I'm S.E. Hinton. I wake up and think, I need to feed the cat.
I think all authors have a special relationship with their readers, but you, specifically writing for a younger reader, you really are like sort of entering people's lives in such an important part of their life, aren't you?
Well, I was a teenager when I wrote it.
Yeah.
So I wrote it at the right time, because I wrote what I felt. And even 5 years later, I couldn't have written it, because I can remember what it was like to be 16, but I can't be 16.
Mm-hmm.
So those over-the-top emotions and feelings and just, you know, the sense of injustice in the world, or you were just what I was feeling. And it's what the readers feel when they're that young and they read it.
Right now, we are dealing with a big, beautiful Broadway musical.
Oh, isn't it great?
And so now I think it's really cool that now there's this new cast of maybe future stars. I mean, they're all fantastic. So is there anything that you think they specifically got really right in the musical?
Well, they got the feelings right. you know, at the core, it's the brother story. It's about family.
Yeah.
And they got that right. And all the Curtis brothers are very, very good actors, and they play the part so well. I love the choreography because they have that energy. And of course, the Rumble is so exciting. I mean, it is. When I saw it in La Jolla, I saw one showing where it was mostly kids in the audience. They were screaming. I saw it with a state audience the other night, and they were all adults, and they were very excited. They weren't screaming, but they were very excited, and so that's cool.
The Outsiders now on Broadway, and we've got a brand new vlog celebrating the show at Broadway.com, courtesy of Emma Pittman. She plays Cherry Valance. Check out this preview.
It's undeniable that today, Tony nomination day, was a really big deal. We just had a fun meeting where we're all kind of like this, celebrating together. And our director said something really beautiful that I wanted to share. Like, it's not only special to be recognized, but it's especially special to be recognized in this season in particular, which is so chock full of greatness.
For full episodes of the vlog, head over to Broadway.com. It's award season for the stars of the stage. The Tonys now just weeks away, but we're also excited to talk about the future of Broadway, the stars of tomorrow, the Jimmy Awards.
Start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot.
The Jimmy Awards is a huge and amazing event that happens in New York City every year, featuring the absolute best of the best musical theater talents from high schools all across America. Now, on the lead up to the Jimmys, the Broadway show shines a spotlight on the students and the cities and the impact these competitions and awards have on those amazing teens.
Hi there, I'm Kiara Brown-Clark, and I'm the coordinator for education and audience engagement at Disney Theatrical Group. I've been fortunate enough to be the judge for the Roger Rees Awards for the past 2 years and the upcoming awards. So the Roger Rees Awards are named after famed actor Roger Rees, and they are the regional competition leading into the Jimmy Awards. The process consists of a panel of judges. We're there to view this new amazing talent that's presented to us on stage from these incredible students, and then we choose the top 2 performers to move on to the Jimmy Awards. Students feel like there is a place for them to be accepted into our larger Broadway community. It feels very inclusive in nature, where someone at a school in upstate New York or maybe in one of the boroughs here feel like, oh wow, there is an opportunity and a chance for me to someday be on the Broadway stage.
We're excited about our 3rd year of the Black Theater Coalition Broadway Across America Fellowship Program.
Okay, say hi! Hey guys! All right, so this is our first official day together. First time also meeting each other.
Sponsored by the John Gore Organization, the program welcomed 10 fellows of color in Broadway Across America offices around the country, where they got an educational 14-week experience. They learned all about the business of Broadway.
I want to be a part of it, New York!
At the end of the fellowship, they flew to New York City for a week of networking and got to see some Broadway shows. You can learn more about the program at Broadway.com.
Okay, we have made it to the end of our fellowship and the end of our week in New York. It has been incredible, 4 days together?
Yeah. Really great.
Any other closing words?
Yeah, we just wanted to take a second to say thank you to the John Gore Organization, to BCC, and to BAA, and to everyone that we met on our journey. And thank you to Rakia for filming all this content.
Thank you to y'all for being my stars.
Hello, Broadway Show. I'm Christian Douglas. I play Christian on the national tour of Moulin Rouge. The show has begun. I just got back from raising the sign. Quick little rundown. These are my digs here in St. Louis at the fabulous Fox Theater. Here at my station, I always keep pieces of fan art that I love. This is one that's my favorite. This is my Act 2 Christian look in a card form by Rebecca Trin. So that's amazing. We will be here for 2 weeks, so looking forward to a good run here in St. Louis, followed by a run in Milwaukee from May 14th to May 26th. So come see us. That's about all for me. I gotta go fall in love. So we'll see you soon.
And that's going to do it for us. But for tickets, or if you want to check out extended cuts of all these interviews, head over to Broadway.com. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.